What is up, everybody? I apologize right now for the fact that there has not been a vlog post in what am I, like Dutch? There hasn't been a vlog post in I don't even know how many weeks. I've been busy. I've been trying to keep up on the blog with the B posts, and also doing some stuff with my little brother on our other channel, and keeping up on school and work and all that stuff. It can be hard to balance, but I really felt like I needed to get a vlog post out today. I got home from school just a little bit ago. My cat was being all cute. Meowing at me as soon as I got home. I like it when he does that. I don't know. Anyways, cool stuff that's been going on this week. Previous weekend I ate at my first Mediterranean food place, and it was called Parsley's, and it's in downtown Grand Rapids, and it is pretty awesome. I really liked it. We got this, I'll probably say it wrong, tabbouleh salad, and it was made, like 90% of it was parsley, and it was good, and I liked it, and I'm glad I tried it. But salads, I got the small order, and it was big, and usually I'm all for hunkin' portions, but this was like just a lot of parsley. It's like, I love cilantro, and one time we bought cilantro and I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I could literally eat straight cilantro off the stalk. I love cilantro so much, so I made a sandwich or something, and I put just like cilantro, about as much lettuce as you'd put on, but I put cilantro, and I learned a lesson that is too much cilantro. So unlike cottage cheese, I can't eat infinite cilantro. Cottage cheese is a whole nother story. Me and my work buddies somehow all like it. It's a very controversial food in the sense of texture and stuff, but we all love it. Speaking of food, I found something cool this week. We'll talk more about that in a second. But anyways, continuing my story, Sharia and I, after Parsley's, we went to a Skillet concert, and Brandon Heath was there, Brandisa, Peter Furler, We As Human was there. Who am I missing? Jeremy Camp. How could I forget Jeremy Camp? Jeremy Camp was there, even though he had like a broken or fractured leg or something. He was kind of limping around. I suppose it probably wasn't broken, but it was injured. I saw pictures on Facebook. It was nasty. So anyways, and Skillet headlined, and it was epic. For those of you that don't know, I used to not care for Skillet that much, but then a shout out to Andrew, my buddy at work, kind of got me listening to him. I bought their new album, Rise, and it was phenomenal. I loved it, and I even wrote a review on it over at the gamerfaith.com website on the blog. If you search Skillet, it's probably the #1 article that'll pop up. It's a review of the Rise album. I really liked it. Thought it was epic and awesome and sweet, and the concert was epic and awesome and sweet, and went with a bunch of friends. It was awesome. Food for Hungry sponsored this concert, and it got me thinking about a lot of stuff, and I actually found a really sweet looking organization or something, whatever they are, online, called Feed My Starving Children. They're a Christian organization. They take, like, as they claim, they like scientifically formulate this food, which sounds epic. I don't understand how they do this, but they got rice and the right kinds of beans and stuff that are all perfect for a starving child. They have a 4-star rating based off of charitable place ratings. I don't know. It's not on Rotten Tomatoes for whoever rates those donation-y places. I think it was 92% of their profits go straight towards feeding hungry, which is a lot. A lot of those places don't maybe give nearly that much towards actual charity stuff. So I found that epic. And the other thing that was cool is, well, I mentioned they're a Christian organization, and their meals, one meal, it costs 22 cents to prepare one meal. And I thought that was awesome, but it also kind of upset me because I crunched some numbers, and here's what I found out. Hang on one second. Don't judge me for the decals on this computer. It's actually my girlfriend's and not mine. So 22 cents a meal, that means if most of my personal Facebook friends, not Gamer Faith blog, Facebook fans or whatever, if you haven't liked that page, by the way, go and like it. It would probably, it would literally make my day. I love to see when people do that. It's just super fulfilling to see the ministry growing and stuff like that. Also, likes and subscriptions on this vlog also will make my day. That's my plug. Okay, I'm done plugging. 22 cents a meal. These are rough numbers. I crunched them in my teeth. This is just my math, and I'm not the best at math, so you may want to pull out a calculator and just double check this. I just got back from math, and my mind is pudding. If most of my Facebook friends gave $1, that would make roughly 1,820 meals, which would feed 4 families of 5. That's 20 people. That's 20 hungry people for a year, and there would still be about $300 to $400 left over. That's if most of my Facebook friends gave $1. If most of my Facebook friends gave $20 a month, which is about, that's about $5 a week usually, which is like, what, less than 2 Monster energy drinks typically. Anyways, very doable. It may sound like mountainous amounts. Trust me, I know that $20 a month, it sounds like a lot, but if you crunch it down, it should be doable, especially for us, even many of us on the lower end of the spectrum. Here, if you're watching this on a computer and you have an internet source, there's a good chance that you're at the top of the list as far as financial well-being in the scope of the world. Anyways, so $20 a month, in 1 year, around $96,000 would be raised, and at 22 cents a meal, that would feed close to roughly 12 100-person villages for an entire year. So villages of 100 people, 12 of them for an entire year, for, you know, typically less than 2 Monster energy drinks a week. This should matter to us as Christians, as human beings, but especially if you say you're a Christian, this should matter to you. The fact that there are thousands of children starving to death every day, that should matter. And the fact that you can do something to make a significant difference in this, just the place that you're at financially, even if you're not driving around in, even if you don't have a car, like if you got a roof over your head and a refrigerator and a bed to lay down on, chances are that there is something that you could do to make a big difference. And that's awesome. But there's also a responsibility to that. And I encourage all you guys to at least think about this, at least think about that fact, at least entertain the idea of helping these people, because there are children dying. And although I believe these starvation rates and stuff are getting better, things are looking more favorable, which is a good sign. It means we're not hopeless. There's still a long way to go. Now, I'm not gonna read the whole thing on here, but go and check out Matthew 19:16 through 26, or I highly encourage you just to go read all of Matthew 19, because context is super important. But if you're limited on time or whatever, or you just, at least I encourage you to go read Matthew 19:16 through 26. Yeah, read that and take that to heart, and that's really important. And they're some of my favorite verses, but they're also some of the more difficult to deal with, because they're heavy and they're really significant in our lives. Am I perfect? Am I where I should be as far as this stuff is concerned? Absolutely not. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I'm just trying to encourage you guys and encourage myself that this stuff is important. And you look at who Jesus was, and you look at his character, and man, like, nowhere in the Bible can I find that it points out that helping the poor people out is a negative or a bad thing, or nowhere can I find really that being selfish is a good thing. And am I calling you selfish? No, not necessarily. But we need to just watch our hearts and be careful not to be super self-absorbed, because it's easy to do in this life. In fact, I want to say, like, most stuff in the media and in culture, like, encourages us to be kind of self-absorbed. You got to have this and the newest toy, and you got to have this, and even when you have all this, you're not doing okay, because look at this person who has this, and this above you, or you need the sharpest clothes, or you need blah, 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 blah. And I totally get that. I'm not saying that you can never have anything nice, but I also think that our hearts need to not be so hardened, and we can't just overlook the fact that there are people that are way worse off than us in the world, while there is something that if we group together, work together, I don't know how many billion people claim to be Christians on this planet right now, but I believe it's still the top ranking religion in the world. I think it's around 33%. And if all those people that said that, I believe, looked at Jesus' example and made a conscious decision to regularly give in Christ's name to help these people out, man, like, take the numbers I gave you from Facebook, which is a matter of hundreds of friends that I have, some amount of hundreds, somewhere in the hundreds, less than 1,000 personal Facebook friends that I have, and add, like, change that into billions, or yeah, wow, billions of people. Can you imagine how many 22-cent meals that billions of people could put forward? Like, I guess it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm not picking on anybody in particular, because I understand it, but I think that it's something that unfortunately we get brainwashed, and it gets cycled out of our focus. And sometimes we need to stop, and we need to think about this stuff, and we need to think, what can I do? Can I cut out a coffee every week? Now, should you get more than what it costs to buy a coffee? Yeah, probably. And we should all probably give more, or at least I know I should. But start somewhere. At least do something. Just do something. But anyways, so that's a cool, awesome thing that I found that I thought was sweet. And I hope you guys check it out. Feed My Starving Children. I believe it's FMSC. You can find them on YouTube. Probably where you're watching this right now, I'm assuming, unless you're streaming it from somewhere. Or I believe it's fmsc.org. And check them out. I am not affiliated with them. I'm not like promotional staff of these guys. I just actually stumbled across them because I couldn't sleep one night because I had this pamphlet from Feed the Hungry, which is another good organization. Other ones are Compassion International and Samaritan's Purse. Those are, you know, I any one of those, or there's many other charities, you know what I mean? Take a look at what God's put on your heart specifically. But yeah, I was Googling stuff and looking stuff up about this because I was just thinking about it and 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 thinking why more people need to, you know, do something about this. And then I actually ended up coming across Feed My Starving Children, and I thought that they seemed awesome. You can also volunteer there. Another thing you can do is volunteer. Highly recommend that. I haven't done it personally. They don't have a station around where I live, but they have these events I think that they do, and maybe I'll keep my eye out for one of those. Anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Share this video if you want to get that message out, or wait because I'm working on a blog post that should have a little bit more detail in it about this subject. I think it's super important. It would mean a lot to me if you shared it, for one, because that's awesome. When you guys share my stuff, it makes me feel like I've done something that has God's done something through me that has impacted somebody, even if you just take the time to be like, hey, this was cool. Or sometimes I hear stuff months later like, hey, I liked this, and awesome. But even more than that, it would be so cool because you'd be helping to get the message out for something that we can probably make a difference on. And I think that that's so important, and it would be so awesome. And you guys, if you guys want to be a champion hunk, or whatever, it'd be so cool if you guys did that. I think that that's awesome, to humbly give to help those that need it. I think I think that was a big chunk of what Jesus was about. Obviously there's a lot more to him, but man, important stuff. Anyways, on the flip side, just got the new Brandon Heath CD, Blue Mountain. Loving it. Something to check out if you're into music. Brandon Heath, Blue Mountain. Just personally, cool thing. And other than that, yeah, I've been busy on our other channel making goofy videos with my little brother. Maybe a little too goofy, I don't know. And one more exciting thing is I just got an email from, I forget her name. Oh man, that's disappointing. Okay, it's imperfectliving.blogspot.com, and the writer's name is Rochelle. I think it's Rochelle. Rochelle, maybe? Rochelle. I feel safe with Rochelle, which is an epic name. Anyways, she writes over at livingimperfect.blogspot.com, and chances are I will soon be guest posting on there. So check out that blog and Dang it, did I just do another plug? I like didn't even think about it. I'm not trying to, but Gamer Faith is likely going to be doing a guest post on their blog, which is awesome. It's my first guest post. Exciting stuff. So that's what's going on in my life. Let me know what's going on in your guys' life in the comments below. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys stopping by. It means a lot to me when you guys look this stuff up and check up on me and make sure that I haven't gone off the deep end. And I encourage you guys to think about what giving, and other than that, go open up your Bibles, go seek Jesus, go love God and love other people, and have yourself an awesome day.